A lil intro? More like a big twist. This new witness just flipped the Tory Lanez case on its head. Shout out to Harlem Legend TV and Ms. Lowdown, cause the courtroom tea ain't slowing down. Welcome to Digital Diva Daily. This is commentary under fair use for review and educational purposes. Today's scandal, up next. So let's get into it. Roll the clip. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Y'all are not going to believe what is going on right now. Okay, word on the street is y'all Tory might be coming home soon. Okay, they just did a new press conference today in Los Angeles. Okay, Tory's legal team is claiming that Kelsey Harris, Bodyguard, just came forward to admit, okay, that Kelsey is the one who allegedly pow Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all, word on the street, okay? He could be coming home soon. And if he do come home, y'all, he got a lawsuit out this world, okay? This man just almost lost his life. But what I don't understand about this whole situation is why did it take this for this bodyguard to come forth and say that he didn't do it? You mean to tell me that you were going to let this man stay in prison for 10 years and you knew he didn't do it? Are you serious? So until he got hurt, you didn't take it serious that he was going to lose 10 years of his life? So now that he got attacked in prison, now you want to come forth and say something. I appreciate him for still coming forth. But y'all, are you serious? You mean to tell me you could sleep at night knowing that this man was behind bars just so you can be loyal to Chelsea or Kelsey, whoever she is? Are you serious? They saying new evidence is now being presented in the Tory Lanez case. Okay, y'all? Kelsey's bodyguard has reportedly come forward claiming Kelsey was the one who pow Megan Thee Stallion and says he stayed silent to protect her until now. Okay? Until now. So when it got to a point where this man is in there suffering and getting, stuck up like the way he just did, okay? This man almost lost his life. He was on breathing machines and everything, y'all. Lungs collapsing and everything. So now he's feeling bad enough to come forth and say something. So they just did a press conference, y'all. And the shitika is about to hit the fan. He just may get out, y'all. I want to play a little bit of the press conference so y'all can hear this stuff, y'all.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm, gunshots came from the passenger side. Not long ago, Unite the People.
Okay, y'all. Sound like a little stuff is heating up right now. And I already told y'all that, it's about to be an all-out WA to the R in that prison right now. All the people that Tory been helping and everybody that, got his back behind closed bars, because he been helping so many people, y'all. I mean, so many people. Everybody been talking about how he been, then took a role that people comes to for advice about a lot of stuff. I told y'all he's really, really smart when it comes to things. This is one of the reasons why, people wanted to sign him so that they can pick his brain. Okay, y'all. And they wanted control over him. This is one of the reasons why Jay-Z wanted to sign him. And he didn't want to sign with Jay-Z because he felt he didn't need to. He was making money on his own. He didn't have to be signed to Jay-Z. And Jay-Z be allegedly feeling some type of way when people turn him down. A word on the street, y'all. Okay? This is crazy on so many levels. And it took this man almost losing his life for people to come forth and say something, y'all. Now, he did mention, this guy that was doing a news conference, he did mention that some time ago, this guy came forward and said something. So if he did, why ain't anything being done to let him up out of there, y'all? Why not? And is this news conference going to make a difference? What do they do in cases like that? Do they overturn the charges since somebody finally opening their mouth saying something? Or is it too late for Tory right now? He has to do the 10 years and it is what it is. Because from my understanding, didn't he already try to get out again and they denied him or something? I don't know. I might be mixing it up, okay? But if so, is there any way for them to overturn it if a witness comes forward? Or is they going to be like, well, why didn't you come forth at first? You knew, what was at stake from the get-go. So why did you wait so long to come and say something? Or how long did he wait? Okay, y'all? Did he come right after this took place? Was the bodyguard doing more than bodyguarding Kelsey? Because for you to not say anything just to protect her and send an innocent man, like I told you, none of it makes sense to me, y'all. The whole thing that took place doesn't make sense. Because the guy that allegedly tried to take his life, he had no beef with, y'all. He had no beef with. This is somebody that just walked up to him and did what he did. And everybody is saying it's foul play right here. That this man was paid or about to get paid for doing what he did. Somebody sent him to do that to Tory. And who, y'all? Everybody's pointing their finger at Jay-Z right now, allegedly. This is what everybody is saying. But this is ridiculous, y'all. This is ridiculous on so many levels. Okay? Everybody is in an uproar right now. And I'm wondering, my thug thizzles, let me know in the comment section, what do they do about situations like this? Do they overturn, whatever they gave him? And do they give it to her? If they go and if they locked him up for 10 years, do that mean they're going to retry and lock her up for 10 years? She the one that did it. They're saying she hit at her 3 times. And when he knocked the weapon down, grabbed her arm to stop her, that's when it hit her 2 more times. So if it did hit him when it fell or whatever, if it did hit her foot, then I'm just saying, y'all, that was an accident. He was trying to stop this child. Now, what don't make sense to me as well is, why wouldn't you want the person who really did it, who was hitting at you, to go to jail? Why would you, as far as Megan, be quiet about the situation and let him go to jail and you knew your friend did it? Why, y'all? This whole situation makes no sense to me whatsoever. I don't care if it's my best friend. I don't care if it was my mama. If you hit at me, you going to jail. If you put up a weapon and pow, pow, pow at me 3 times, I ain't about to let somebody innocent go to jail for it. This makes no sense. This, y'all, is Megan about to get canceled? I mean, she should have been canceled if that's the case. But is she really about to get canceled now? Because they are doing a news conference now. And this looks bad. Not on just the security guard. This look bad on Kelsey. This look bad and really bad on Megan. You and your friend arguing and this man try to stop her from taking your life and you send him to jail? Something ain't adding up here, y'all. Something is not adding up. But whatever it is, y'all, it look like they're trying to get to the bottom of it right now. Okay, y'all? It is looking like it's about to hit the fan. It's about to hit the fan. And I kept saying, this man, I hope he get out of there. Maybe he had a chance now. I'm just saying, y'all.
Now, peeps, it looks like the woman scorned is finally going to see her day. Now, Kelsey's bodyguard has reportedly came forward claiming Kelsey was the one who actually shot Megan Thee Stallion, and says he stayed quiet about the assault until now, and that he felt guilty that an innocent man was locked away for all them years because of what his client actually did. Y'all check out what he had to say.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson. No unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense?
Now, they know good and hell well that Tory didn't do that, man. Megan Thee Stallion knows that Kelsey was guilty of that. They got into an entanglement over Tory, you know what I'm saying, and beef was definitely real. So how they could actually let that man go to prison for over 10 years knowing he ain't do nothing? Only thing he was guilty of was slanging that D to them chicks, and they got in their feelings and tried to get his ass locked up. Now, speaking of locked up, man, let's talk more about Tory Lanez. Now, y'all know I reported on him being stabbed 14 times. Now, man, there's more information floating around that Tory Lanez allegedly was trying to get at one of the inmates' wives, and that was retaliation. Y'all check out what they had to say.
He was working in the educational department, respectful, but he happened to be Tory Lanez's neighbor. And at visit, he was flirtatious with his wife, and his wife immediately told her husband. They went back, got confrontational, and Tory Lanez was on the tier saying that he was gonna F his wife because she likes black dudes. That's what really happened, and I had to go do some digging. People kept asking me to go look it up, and I made contact with Tehachapi State Prison to finally get the story down, because a lot of people kept saying it was black on black, and he tried to get a black DP'd and all that, and he was paying other people for protection to have other people hidden and trying to be the shot caller on the yard. Then I heard Mexicans did it, and I was like, all right, now let me just get to the bottom of it, since everybody's throwing like 202 stories about it. But that is the information. That is what happened. He was being disrespectful towards his neighbor's wife at visit. He wasn't.
Now, if that's true, that's definitely crazy, man. I just really can't foresee, Tory Lanez doing something like that. But I mean, he said he was paying for protection, so he probably felt like he was pretty safe to disrespect a man and another man's wife. Definitely want to get y'all opinion on that. And also, man, this is just a whole lot, man. Kelsey busting shots at Megan Thee Stallion goddamn toes. Like, that's crazy. She took it to a whole nother level with that, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. How do y'all feel about Kelsey busting at Megan Thee Stallion and getting Tory Lanez sent to prison for 10 years. And people wanted Tory Lanez to be guilty so bad. You see all the women in the Shade Room comment, super happy, keep him in there. Oh, he did her wrong, this, and that. I wonder what people are gonna say now. I wonder exactly what people are gonna say now when they find out that this female rapper they were defending, you know what I'm saying, like she was doing dirt. And her best friend is the one that actually busted on them damn toes. I really want to know what them Shade Room commenters are going to say about that. I know they're going to be in their feelings and also somehow try to find out a way to either blame a black man or blame Tory. Y'all already know how the story go. I'm sorry, it got to be said. It's got to be said, man. Like, you know, we bear a lot of responsibilities for a lot of stuff that we ain't even much do. So I'm glad that justice is finally coming through for Tory Lanez, you know, because be it Tory Lanez or anybody that's being falsely accused of anything is wrong, you know. Not saying I'm a fan of Tory or any of that, but somebody's being falsely accused, and we already know that as a history of being black people in general, we always get falsely accused. And for people to celebrate him being in prison for something he ain't do just because they didn't like him, they ain't like his personality, maybe they ain't like that he was dealing with multiple chicks and dealing with Kylie and dealing with Megan and dealing with all these other people, you know, that's no reason for a man to go to prison just because, you know what I'm saying, he's knocking out a whole bunch of hoes. That's just something that he does. He don't deserve to be in there if he is innocent. So shout out to the Bodyguard, man, for finally telling the truth. I mean, you probably could have did it a couple years ago, but, you know, like they say, it's better late than never.
Look, if this new info is real, Megan and Kelsey might be in real trouble. Allegedly, but y'all, it's not looking good. And if Tory was really innocent this whole time, they need to fix it immediately. Like, free that man. And on top of that, he was reportedly stabbed 14 times on the yard. We're sending healing energy and prayers to Tory Lanez, speedy recovery, and justice that's long overdue. This story is moving fast, so stay locked in and stay sipping.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like that shit.
Thanks for tuning into the channel. Comment below how you feel, and don't forget to subscribe. Support the squad, like, share, or tip us a digital coffee if today's take gave what it was supposed to give.